Okay, I'm really not fond of how my hair looks right now, but I gotta say what I need to say and make this video. So I wanted to talk about how basically I've been thinking about this and I came to a realization. And this is kind of like part two of the video that I made on titled Elena Denon, Megan Rose, spiritual political bigots and the irrelevant masses. Basically, I realized something. I get what a lot of what the issue is on this planet now. I think I've figured it out. What it largely is. Service. This planet is predominantly service to self. This planet is predominantly service to self. This is Earth is a predominantly service to self planet. Now the term that I'm using, service to self, that's a law of one term. If you've read law of one, which you probably haven't. Then again, if you're on point enough to be tuning into me and to still be watching this, then you might be on that level. Law of one, the raw material. And also Lisa Renee talks about the law of one as well. Energetic synthesis. Yeah. That's basically all I wanted to say. I just kind of wanted to put that out there. I very much feel that this planet, a lot of the issues that we have and that we're facing here, a lot of the reason why what we're facing to the level and degree that we're facing them, it's because most people are simply more service to self, whether they even mean to be or not. And I know this is like the thing is, most people who are gonna watch this are gonna be like a lot of the people. I don't even know how to explain this, but basically, obviously, service to self people who are the majority are gonna have an aversion to me and truth and to what I'm saying here. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. And so, what it really comes down to is this planet needs people like us, people like me, people who are about truth, raw truth, who are grounded in raw unconditional love towards creator and to life, and who believe and who take action in accordance to unity in a whole and raw way. Without these people, what would this world be like? It would already be overtaken completely by the unaligned forces, who they're the elites of the service to self, the powerhouse of the service to self group. You know what I'm trying to say? And so a lot of my turmoils regarding, all these people who just want to ignore me, want to ignore truth, don't want to reject light, want to reject love. You try to connect with people and they're just like, fuck you because of X, Y, and Z. Or it's just like all of this, a lot of what we have is just service to self people going, screw you, it's all about me. Greed, it's all about greed, and it's all about ego. Ego. Da-da-da. All of that stuff is just service to self people running them up. And then you have the few people like us, the true true raw truthers who are, just into the core of their beings about love and light. Yo, like, I believe we shouldn't we all, not like, and as corny as it sounds, shouldn't we all just hold hands? You know what I mean? And at the very least, like, acknowledge one another and like and with light. Like, isn't life not supposed to just be like, yo, like, uniting and like giving each other at least a basic level of mutual respect? You know what I mean? But then you look around and it's like, the issue is that most people are not about that. And that's the harsh reality. But that doesn't mean, number one, and this is the thing, that doesn't mean that you have to be. Yeah, right? And that doesn't mean that has to be a weight on you. Because, and then this goes back to the great secret, no matter how many people are about something that might be, that either you might not like believe in, or that might be something that is horrid and horrific. But God, infinite intelligence, is infinite. And therefore, you are infinite because you are one with God, infinite intelligence. And so the whole thing is just, how do I put it? It's just, you need to just embrace your godliness, and forget about all the people who they don't wanna. You can try to help people, but in general, it's like, it just helps to be aware of the fact that you might be surrounded by, you know what I mean, people that don't have your best interest, but that doesn't have to be a weight on you. That's kind of what I'm realizing, and I wanted to help other people kind of like develop that awareness too, who might be in a position like me, who they're just kind of like, damn about it, but we can, like, the bearers of light and love, we can be there for one another, as few as we may be, and then there's that as well. And then the other thing I wanted to speak on, and I'm going to just end this because I don't want to string this along or babble like how sometimes I have the tendency to do when I'm like, my mind is in a flurry and frenzy due to, just overthinking and stuff. But I also wanted to mention how not everybody who provides truth and right information, and who may even seem legit in what they're doing, like, who might be, in the spiritual community, UFO community, people who speak on the truths about ETs and where we came from and what we need to do in order to evolve and to be better, as a species and both collectively and individually. Those people don't necessarily, that just because people might, relay information and be like, peace, love, that doesn't mean that they're doing those things and providing those truths and providing that love and light. That doesn't mean they're doing it for the right reasons and on a whole level. Think about that. This is where critical thinking, I speak about this a lot. My video, the message, my song, like, this is where critical thinking is imperative, because it's a tricky thing. But people can literally, believe it or not, people can literally spread love, spread light in such powerful ways, but then they're just doing it selfishly, or they're just doing it for these personal reasons you might not think that they're doing it for, like, maybe they really deep down really just want attention You know, maybe they want money. Like they know they're gonna get money by spreading love and light. Cause people, people feed off of that. Oh my God, love, light, I love it. Like they'll just be like, oh my God, love, light, the world, liberation. Oh my God, oh my God, I love it. Like people eat that up. People eat that up. And so a lot of these people, like, they're maybe just trying to make money, and maybe it's that they're just lonely and they want to help people because it makes them feel less lonely. But if they weren't lonely, they would be like, they wouldn't really be like that. You never know what a person's like, why a person is helping you and doing what they're doing regarding helping the world, helping society, and providing information and truth. You never know. Like, it can be many things. And so that was the second part of my video, which kind of ties into the first one. It's like we have a lot of people. Number one, it seems like this planet is just service to self, man. But you can be service to others. You can do the right thing. Harvest the good, as Bob Proctor said. Rest in paradise, by the way. I can't even believe. But Bob Proctor said, harvest the good, discard the rest. Or in other words, harvest the alignment, the right information, and all the BS, whatever that person might be about that's, they're just relaying the information selfishly. You can disregard that. You can do that. And so that's the whole thing. Harvest the alignment, harvest the right information and knowledge and so on, and just forget about everything else. And then you be that person. You be the person who is whole when it comes to being in full alignment with God, infinite intelligence. And you be the person who is on point in the necessary ways to be a service to others individual. You know what I mean? So to be a true lighthouse for others, and to just be a true source of love and light, and to be a person who truly understands and believes and exudes and expresses respect for others, unconditional love, and just and like just to have your heart for others. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's all I wanted to say. You never know. All these people, I don't want to drop any names right now, because I don't want to confuse people. Because maybe some of the names that I drop, maybe I might be using them as an example of saying service. Maybe their service is up, but then maybe they're not. What I'm trying to say is, some of these ET channelers, for example, and people in the spiritual community and the ET community, they might be, helping us, and oh my God, moving us. Some people have been saying this along with myself. I'm noticing how we kind of interlock our information. It's interesting among the starseeds and everything within this community. But we're finding the pieces of the puzzle, the right pieces of the puzzle, and we're piecing them together, right? Well, maybe some of these people, they're trying to find the right pieces of the puzzle and trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together to get the whole picture, to help people, and oh my God, and to provide light and to provide love. But maybe they're doing it for the wrong reasons. And so that's something to be aware of. That's something to be aware of. Critical thinking. I'll say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. Critical thinking is a necessity. And, yeah. And this world, man. People. But just because service to self is such a, like, almost like a trend on this planet, right? It's almost like a trend. But that doesn't mean that one person can't spread epic and unbelievably amazing information and love and light to where it can change infrastructures in such powerful ways and spring forth millions from service to self to service to others and so on. I don't know if we should rely on that, but that's just an idea. The possibilities are endless. But yeah, either way, regardless of what the masses are doing, the irrelevant masses, regardless of what people's true intentions are and not, love, you be a person of love, you be a person of light. Forget about all the noise, as Ty Lopez says, and just focus on yourself, but in the name of unity, and you be the person who does the godly, truly, fully godly aligned thing.